he does it every day. Every day. He's in here every day trying to be the best. And it's not just the best player he can be, but the best player in the world. And to be able to see that from the best player on your team is, for one, it's exciting, but it makes me want to go out there and fight for him and really fight right next to him. So him putting in that work and you seeing him doing pull-up jump shots from 15 feet and fadeaways and three-pointers and consistently doing it, and you seeing the result of it has been really, really cool to see. But now we really got to put it to the test.
Zara, go ahead.
Hey, Jrue, I know leading up to the end of the regular season, basically all of you all were like, it doesn't matter who we play. But now you know who you're going to play. Initial thoughts on the matchup with Miami?
Let's lock in. They're a tough team. They play hard, very disciplined. Yeah, let's lock into what they like to do. I feel like talent-wise, we have a bit more of that, but there's things that we have to do to be able to match their energy, things that we can utilize and things that we have in our advantage. So today was one of those days where we practiced that, and I think we did a good job of kind of going over the game plan a little bit, but I think we'll do a good job, and I think it's going to be a fun series.
A lot of the questions this year have been centered around like what's different about the Bucks, and a lot of times, whether it's players or coaches, they say Jrue Holiday is what's different about the Bucks. Is that pressure to you? How do you feel about the fact that it's one singular name when people are differentiating between this year and last year?
I'm honored to be honest. I think for somebody who just wants the opportunity to win and do the best that they can to come to a team like this and try to make something happen. I'm ready for this. I'm excited to get going.
Last question for you. It's been 30 years approximately since the team has averaged, or a team in the NBA has averaged 120 points or more. This season, you all did just that. No Bucks team has done that. So my question for you is, what makes you all so special offensively?
I think we just have firepower from everywhere. Offensively, you can get it 1 through 5, from shooting to penetrating in the paint, to ball movement, to Brook. If you want him to have it around the paint and shoot threes, or Brooks to low down low. Off the bench, we have Bryn, we have Pat, we have Bobby, all scorers who can really can give it to you any way you want it. And on top of that, I feel like defensively, when we lock in, we're even better offensively.
Eric, name.
Hey, Jrue. Obviously, you haven't been with the Bucks, but in recent years, they've done this where they have the same kind of opponent. They did it with the Raptors. They did it with the Celtics. Like in consecutive postseasons, they play kind of the same team. So I'm curious, what have you kind of heard from any of the rest of your guys that were here last year about this Heat team and kind of what they are focused on or thinking about kind of leading into this?
I feel like it's really just it was the bubble last year. The bubble was weird, and it was a weird situation. And we also have a different team this year, and they have a different team this year. So I think for us, it's really just about focusing on ourselves, being able to really just dial in on ourselves and be able to do what we do best.
When you look at this Heat team, they're probably one of the better cutting teams in the league, I would say, just kind of what they do off ball, run people around screens, dribble handoffs, all that. Just what kind of challenges that present rather than, a team that might be more straight, just, hey, pick and roll, try to stop it.
Yeah, I think how active they are definitely does makes them tougher than other teams. They're active, they never stop moving, and they have shooters, so it makes it tough. But at the same time, we have length. We can pack the paint and take away some of those cuts. We have smart defenders, which we can also communicate and take away some of those cuts. And we have bigs at the basket to protect the rim. So I think we'll be all right.
For the most part, Jimmy Butler's been in the East during his career, while you've been in the West for most of your career. So I don't know how much you've gotten a chance to kind of mix it up with him, but just kind of what kind of challenges does he present individually for you as a defender?
Man, he's tough. He's hard-nosed. Great mid-range. Doesn't really shoot threes like that, but can knock him down. But great mid-range. A big game player, big shot maker, big on pump fakes. Very, very strong in the post. Very strong defensively as well. So somebody who doesn't back down, and again, somebody who I respect because I love the way he plays.
I was gonna say, he seems like your type of guy.
He's definitely my type of guy. Definitely my type of guy. I'm a big fan of Jimmy Buckets. So I'm excited to play against him.
Darius Joshua.
Jrue, kind of following that, you all didn't face him at all during this regular season. Does that kind of make it hard to gauge a little bit, looking back at those matchups during the regular season, especially too because the first two were so early in the season?
I wouldn't say so. I think I've seen and played it enough against Jimmy to know what he does. But I think what he does for their team gives them a lot of confidence, and he makes his team better. Individually for him, I feel like again we know what he does, and hopefully that's the same for us. But yeah, I think Jimmy does a great job of building his team up and elevating their game.
And then this is kind of the longest stretch you've all had kind of off in that sense. I don't know if it feels strange or if it's just welcomed. Is it kind of nice to just kick the feet up and maybe watch the play-in games and kind of have that appetizer before the playoffs?
It's nice. It's definitely nice to be home and know that we're going to be home first and be home with my family. But at the same time, man, I'm trying to get to it.
And then lastly from me, your foundation announced a second round of kind of applicants for the foundation in terms of grants and provided help for stores and businesses around the community. I guess kind of what was that reception been like the first time around, and just I guess how exciting has it been to be able to help in this way?
Yeah, the first time around was amazing, and it was something new. So we didn't really know what to expect, but this time around we got a lot of good feedback. I think yesterday there was already like over 500 applications being filled out or applicants. So that's awesome. My family and I are here to support my community and to be able to give back as much as possible. So it is really exciting. It's just that I also have to lock into something else right now.
Steve McGargy.
You had said when you were asked about your response when you hear people from the outside talking about you as kind of the change that the Bucks have made to try to get over the hump and stuff, you considered it an honor. How much do you feel a sense of responsibility too as you head into the playoffs because they invested so much in you during the offseason to try to take that next step?
I think I always put that on myself because those are my teammates. Those are the guys that I go out there and fight with. Like we come in here when nobody's looking and we fight against each other and we try to make each other better. So to do it out there on the court and to do it together, I feel like, and hopefully they feel this way too, but it's like a brotherhood. I want to be able to support them and make them better just like they make me better.
And just going back to the foundation, what caused you in your life to make this kind of investment into Milwaukee as early as y'all did when y'all had just been acquired when y'all kind of started doing that? What caused you to make that kind of commitment to?
Yeah, I think one, just based off of what they did last year in the bubble was huge in sports in general. And then coming here, being able to kind of lock in with this organization, they just made it so easy for us and accessible to different companies, different businesses, and it just seemed like it was right. And even though at the time I didn't know if I'd be here long distance, I felt like this was a place that I felt like I could really help out and kind of leave my mark.
Jim Ozarski.
Hey, Jrue. Kind of on the daily basis, when we talk to you after games, like the micro of experimenting on defense, doing these different things with switching and zones and different combinations. And it was all building, I guess, toward this. So as you kind of look back at the year, how ready do you guys feel to, that it's going to work and be as connected as you'd like more often? I realize the other team is paid too. But I don't know how, do you feel good about it, I guess, with all that you did and went through this year to try to get.
Yeah, we feel great. Again, this was also another weird year. Schedule, COVID, protocols, all that is super weird, but I feel like we've adapted to all that very, very well. So I think being able to switch up defenses for different teams has been awesome for us. Just to be able to have that experience, and then now that we are kind of locked into a team for at least 4 games, and we're gonna have to really be able to get our defense set and maybe make some adjustments here and there. I think that going through that struggle sometime in the beginning or even during the season was good, and it was a learning experience. So I'm very confident that we're ready.
You mentioned, the coming into the gym with your teammates, the stuff that we don't see. Along those lines, I know Giannis has been pretty methodical with his regimen and what he wants to do with Josh and some of the coaches with adapting and growing his game. How have you seen maybe that guy work, to have, the 3-point shot, to a more consistent free throw, the mid-range, you know what I mean? Some of the things that
I feel like I've said it all year. He does it every day. Every day. He's in here every day, trying to be the best. And it's not just the best player he can be, but the best player in the world. And to be able to see that from the best player on your team is, for one, it's exciting, but it makes me want to go out there and fight for him and really fight right next to him. So him putting in that work, and you seeing him doing pull-up jump shots from 15 feet and fadeaways and 3-pointers and consistently doing it, and you seeing the result of it has been really, really cool to see. But now we really got to put it to the test. So I'm excited going into these playoffs.
Thank you.
Martenzi Johnson.
Hi, Jrue. I had a question about your foundation as well. You've given away millions of dollars at this point. And we're coming up on 12 months or a year from when George Floyd was killed. So I was wondering, in your personal opinion, what kind of progress have you seen as far as America's treatment of Black Americans, since this is one of the reasons why you wanted to donate your salary away in the first place?
I think for me, I've seen a lot more, if it's minorities or Blacks or whatever, I feel like we've tried our best to help each other out. And I feel like that's huge. I know that the sports world has done a lot themselves, and the Bucks have done a lot themselves, but I feel like our community is really trying to hold each other hand in hand and build from there. And I feel like that's kind of the biggest part. And it's not even just my culture. I have a white wife, so her coming along and being able to learn my culture and the differences, and vice versa, me for her, and same thing with families and extended families and friends. I feel like from my perspective, we've done a good job of communicating and being able to just really share our experiences and kind of grow as a country. But I do think that we have a long way to go.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Jrue. Appreciate it.